Well, I'm pretty happy to keep this opening hand. It's fairly solid. Got a nice fretwork colony. We're going to try for the wombo combo right away with the giant spectacle. And if we get some lands, then it's very powerful. Ooh, alright. We got Skyship Stalker waiting in the wings now. Very close. Pretty likely that we can hit it on curve, even with only 15 lands in the deck. Might be a little bit close. Sage of Shayla's Claim. I wish we were on the play and not on the draw, which is a downside. But, I mean, that's what happens. This deck is a deck that will definitely always want to play. I feel like this deck is quite powerful, actually. I've tried drafting a little bit more aggressively recently, and it's turned out very well. I've found a lot of success in this format with either very aggressive decks or very controlling decks. It's weird that the decks need to have a lot of late game. Like, if you want to go for a controlling route, I like the fabrication, decoction module, panharmonicon even. I've managed to go assemble an infinite combo with panharmonicon and double Wispweaver Angel. Those are the kinds of things that you want to do in this format. This format is kind of awesome because of that. It's tempting to just take Giant Spectacle here and just go for the Fretwork Colony. I could then play Skyship Stalker the turn afterwards, block the Sage. I'm taking 5-6 damage, so I go to 11. My opponent goes to 16. We're a long ways behind at that point. I might just need the Weld Fast. If I do Giant Spectacle, then I can also just play both of these. And we have a pretty decent chance of like blocking and staying alive. All right, I'm gonna go for the all-out aggro route. We're gonna go Giant Spectacle and just get in. This little Fretwork Colony growing up so fast. We need to have another couple birthdays and get to be like a 6-4 or something. We need some real damage off of this thing to race. And I also really want my opponent to miss here. They are missing land, which is maybe a good sign. Tells me that they're fairly likely not to drop something that's hugely impactful and maybe not drop anything at all. Oh, no. Alright, they did hit a land. Oh, but they didn't play anything. Okay, so instead of the Skyship Stalker, just because it's so vulnerable to removal, I'm going to play both creatures out. That way we can threaten to double block. And if they leave creatures back, then we can threaten to attack with them. Or then I can just play Skyship Stalker, and I might even have the mana to give it haste at that point. Not super likely since we're running so few lands, but I think that's the right way to play this. Need to try to get to a point where we're blocking and pulling ahead in this race. Because now I just don't think that our opponent can really attack. They have to have something. And it has to be something pretty good. Yeah, there we go. You know what I'd actually really like more than anything is a Rush of Vitality. Can attack with everything. They have to double block the Fretwork, and then they take 5. Or they take 4, sorry. No, 5, because I had upped the Thriving Grubs. I was counting the Dund as a 3-2. I don't think I want to play an artifact beforehand, because I either want to play Skyship Stalker or the Oval Chase. I'm going to swing for the fences here, and then play the Stalker. Stalker having evasion and possibly 5 power next turn, or even 6, is really good. And we will use the energy, because it's likely that our opponent has to double block the Fretwork Colony. They may have removal here or some kind of trick, but I can't think of a better way for this to go. Do you want to order Sage first? Because if we only kill one of them, we don't want the Lawless Broker moving the counters over. Alright. Yeah, we're looking really good then. Our opponent just has straight nothing here. And I think that will be the end. One of the nice things about playing so few lands is that you know that when you start to pull ahead, you're so much more likely to stay ahead because you're going to draw a lot of really relevant cards in comparison to lands. So that's always a really good feeling. Ooh, our opponent's showing us their hand. Well, that was very nice of them. So they have a bunch... They're actually playing red mana. So they're like a red-green aggro deck with a splash of black. That's very interesting. I wonder what they were trying to... They're trying to be an aggro deck, but also playing 3 colors. That's very interesting. I want to see how that ends up. I don't know if I change anything based on that information. I definitely don't want Ruinous Gremlin in because they showed us they don't have a lot of artifacts, even though they are playing Emerald Bruiser. It's probably just because it's a 3 power 2 cost creature. Make Obsolete doesn't seem good. They were showing us a fair number of larger creatures, like there was Lathnu Hellion and other cards like that. And they have the Sage of Shayla's Claim and the Emerald Bruiser. I don't think the Make Obsolete is enough, though. So I'm just going to send it back. I like where we ended up. Our deck is really well positioned to punish a deck that is stumbling on mana, so them having 3 colors is pretty good for us. We can capitalize very well on a deck that misses it all. If there's even one misstep, our deck is just ready to jump into it. Okay, another land is unfortunate, but we still have a pretty decent attack. And this is a nice start. Sage of Shayla's Claim again. Ooh, Seed Sculptor. That's a better card. I'm still fine. I mean, Emerald Bruiser is perfectly acceptable here. And we just want to race. Another land is just terrible. The good news is, I mean, we have over twice the number of chances of drawing a non-land than we do of drawing a land at this point. And we're not exactly flooded out yet either. We've got a lot of stuff to do in hand still, so it's very easy to see that we just draw another couple of actual gas cards and get there. It's exceptionally likely, really. So we're not really in trouble. We need to hit lands like another 3 turns or something. Okay. Let's play the Weldfast first. Attack the Bruiser. Maybe they have removal for this, but that's okay. I don't think I'm going to get away from it by not attacking or playing the waiting on playing the Weldfast Monitor. Menace on all of our creatures is really good. Brazen Scourge. This might be a block with the Weldfast. Opponent's deck is fast. I have another Weldfast in hand to get the Emerald Bruiser through. The one problem with blocking is that it means that I would snap block here, except for the fact that it does mean that we can't play Oval Chase first. Or, well, I guess they attacked with both. You know what? I'm going to block then. I want to play Oval Chase first so that we have the Weldfast Monitor waiting in the wings to rebuy it. This seems good. Just praying that my opponent doesn't have a trick. Night Market Lookout. Not showing up just yet. Alright, let's attack. I wonder if they have the untap. Okay, good. Like, that feel really bad. I'm not going to play this first, though, just in case, because then they might hold off on untapping it if they had it, if we have mana open. Because they're setting themselves up for a possible 2-for-1 if we have any kind of removal, like Harnessed Lightning or Essence Extraction, any of that kind of stuff. Still winning the race. And we have a lot more power on board than our opponent does. So that's all a pretty good sign. And now Oval Chase is just annoying too, because it can constantly get in. Tiger is big. It's not that bad for us, though, because even if our opponent can get in with Seed Sculptor, but then we can get in around the Riparian Tiger. Both the Oval Chase and the Emerald Bruiser. To take the 2 or not. I could block, just play the Weld Fast and rebuy it. Play the Weld Fast, play the Fretwork. Attack past our opponent for 3. Otherwise, we attack for 7. I'd have to play Weld Fast first, which means that we don't have the Oval Chase if they decide to block. They won't block, though. I mean, they're trying to race here. So go to 14. They hit back again if I attack for 8. I hit my opponent for 7. I'm threatening lethal. I think I take this, because it looks like I'm winning this race. Double Fretwork. Let's play the Weld Fast. More Menace is really good. We might frighten our opponent into blocking here. If I were them, I think that I would have to, which is why this was a dicey attack. They might have something that just totally breaks this, though. If they have something like a Larger Than Life or like Built to Smash, something that really pumps the power on this, then we could be in a lot of trouble. Scary. I'll play the Fretwork. Fretwork not being the best draw since it can't block. There's an argument there for just playing Night Market. I guess that we had 2 creatures that attack with Menace at 3 power. So Night Market was probably the play, just because the drain would add up exactly to 7, which is what we need. Could have been that definitely could have been the wrong choice. Although that's going to help with the Menace. This next Fretwork colony is looking really bad. Drawing it last turn was pretty horrible. Imagine that the Riparian Tiger's got to get in. The real question is whether the Seed Sculptor does. It's kind of tempting to, like, I wish I had Make Obsolete right now. I talked about sideboarding it in, and I almost, like, I'd love it here, because it's very likely that our opponent could attack with both of those. Oh. Not even with the Tiger. That surprises me. I mean, Oval Chase Daredevil's gonna get in. Boy, there's a time here very soon where we can attack with 3 Menace creatures. Either this or this. Do we play Night Market and the Fretwork? I'm gonna do that. Tempted to play the... Like, the problem here is I wish we had one more mountain. One more mountain, this becomes easy. Because I just hold the Giant Spectacle. Not being able to hold it sucks. Because I'd love to be able to activate Weld Fast and play Giant... I need to play both in the same turn, basically. Having to play this first to ensure that I can activate the Menace on this is a problem. Because I want our opponent to attack, and then us to Menace up a 3rd creature and just leave our opponent dead to a big attack. That's the point. But it's hard to do without being able to hold up that Menace. And then I don't get the trick of this. Because this is going to be a surprise, right? That's the goal. Losing 2 life a turn is certainly not easy either. Hmm. Alright, let's put our cards on the table. Opponent still has 2 in hand. We'll just pass. And hope we draw something very good so that we can start attacking. Right now it doesn't quite make sense. This is a situation that we really don't want to be in with this deck. Cowl Prowler, Elegant Edgecrafters. Oh, that's a lot more 1/1s. Oh, that's a lot more 1/1s. Make Obsolete might not be a bad idea. Does break these board states wide open. We'd absolutely win off of a Make Obsolete here. So we're stuck taking 6. No, they're not attacking. They might just let the Fretwork colonies kill us. Which is somewhat reasonable. Be very safe. Alright, I'll take it. I don't have a good option here. Playing that second Fretwork colony was very dangerous, and I knew it was. Well, this looks like it is the end. Drawing that last land was enough. Attack with everything. Activate the Weldfast monitor. And hope that my opponent messes up pretty badly. I'm not going to be able to block the Tiger and live. Block Tiger and Edgecrafters and have a chance of winning afterwards. The Weaponcraft Enthusiast and the Elegant Endcrafters really helped our opponent a lot. All those extra blockers were really good. Only they didn't have the extra energy. I guess they don't have to block with enough that they can only swing back for 6, though. Well, and plus, I forgot, the Fretwork colonies are really putting us at 4. Alright. Oof. That was a lot more land for this deck. Let's see about that Make Obsolete. I really want to see this deck go to a second round. I guess that it's less important now, though. We are on the play. Being on the play is a big difference. I think that we want this against, like, on the draw against our opponent, but we didn't know that because we didn't see all the 1/1 makers. This time... Because if we were on the play that game, our opponent is forced to chump block a lot earlier. And we probably just win. So, actually, I'm talking myself out of the Make Obsolete. I think that it was correct to have it in before we were going first. Like, when we were on the draw last game, it was probably correct to have this in. I didn't have a good reason to put it in then, though. I didn't know about the cards that my opponent played against me that game. So, weirdly enough, even though Make Obsolete would have been good for us last game, I think that doesn't mean that it's good for us here. And I'm just going to resubmit the deck. I will play first. Hey, there's a Renegade Freighter. Let's hope that we can get a Night Market Lookout. I really want to get the Night Market Lookout Renegade Freighter opening hand at some point. That is the goal. Grubs into Freighter is not a bad sign, though. Tune. Wily Bandar. Nice. Opponent knows what we're doing and is fighting us on every level they can. That is a great sideboard. Kind of love that. They know how aggressive we are, and they're just trying to counter it any way they can. Maybe the Make Obsolete was good. Opponent's being very smart by putting in Wily Bandar. We do get to attack with the Thriving Grubs. If they play something that can block it profitably, yeah, I think I just want to play the Renegade Freighter then. Because Freighter will run them over, and I need something to crew it. Well, You know, Servant of the Conduit fixes the mana. They're probably not going to block with it. Renegade Freighter can still be crewed by Weldfast Monitor next turn, and the less blockers they have for Freighter, the better. We don't need this to crew it. We can always crew it with a Weldfast. Alright, opponent takes 3, and we get a Freighter. So yeah, they definitely needed the Servant for red mana. If I can get a land next turn, I still think I just slammed Snarethopter rather than going Night Market Lookout and Weldfast. Snarethopter is absolutely gross. We'll use the Thriving Grubs to crew the Freighter and just get in for 4 in the air. What I need to see here is my opponent miss on land. Just one turn. Playing a 4-drop is scary if they have it. Appetite for the Unnatural? I hope not. Okay. It seems like they're playing something for 4 because they were stalling for a moment there. Hunt the Weak. Ah, alright. So they 2-for-1 themselves to get rid of our Thriving Grubs. Well, that's actually really good for us. Funny, I guess that we still just play... No, now I play Weldfast into Night Market Lookout because the haste from the Snarethopter doesn't matter. And it still optimally uses our mana. Plus we get an extra damage in because of the Night Market. Seems like a really weird choice for our opponent. Maybe they just didn't have anything else to play. If our opponent doesn't have any creatures in hand, that is an amazing sign for us. Because they're in a lot of trouble. This is another one of those few times where I actually want to have another mountain here. I want to draw another land. Because I want to get the Menace on the Weldfast Monitor. Okay, opponent's almost certainly just trading Tiger for the Renegade Freighter. Oh, that's so good. I could actually just not attack with Freighter and attack with Snarethopter and Weldfast Monitor for 6. It seems better. Doesn't let our opponent block the Tiger. Kind of love it. We just attack around our opponent. They're thinking they need to use it for the Freighter and we just ignore it. It has Menace. For a minute there, I was worried that I didn't activate it. Whew. That scared me for half a second. I was like, oh no, did I not pay the red mana? Like, can they block that? Okay, speaking of red mana, is this Edgecrafters? Yeah, alright. That's actually fine. Now Snarethopter plus Night Market Lookout just finishes this game. We can keep crewing Renegade Freighter. We don't even need to attack. And Snarethopter gets in for another 3 next turn. So our opponent has 1 turn to find an answer for what we have. Really? That is really strange. So doesn't that mean they're just dead? Snarethopter hits them for sure. They have to double block Weldfast Monitor to block it, or they just block the Freighter. So any creature killed them. I don't know why they did that. That's an insane way to do it. So now we just crew the Freighter. And attack. Our opponent's just dead. Because they have to double block this, but then that means this kills them. Very nice. That worked out perfectly. Ah, there we go. Hello, Freighter. Honestly, I think that we just Night Market and play Freighter, which sounds insane. I mean, Oval Chase Daredevil before Freighter is nice, and it uses our mana better, but just draining 3 a turn is so good.